The Recess Bell Show, episode 4 of season 2, brought to you by the Recess Bell Network and the recessbell.com. Check all our stuff out there. Joshua Yamahi, your host, joined by Kory and Erik. There's and I'll ask how y'all guys are doing in a moment, but so I don't hide my biases. Like, it's a lot that's going on in the world of sports right now. Like, for example, I'm a Mets fan, and I got a very early Christmas present. You know what I mean? That I can't wait to gloat about.
Nigga.
To a Yankees fan and a Dodgers fan. Although I'm sure Erik, the Dodgers fan, doesn't have too much to complain about, considering what just took place in October. But I say that to say, like, I will be bragging about that a little bit. I'm also a Knicks fan, though, and I did want to start off the show with this before we get to our stories of the week. You know what I mean? Because I remember the day that Karl-Anthony Towns got traded to the Knicks, and a lot of people, and Kory included, Kory's raising his hand. I know he knows. That we're unsure about the fit, not on the court. You know, Cat's a great shooter, better shooter than the player we traded, the main player we traded, Julius Randle. But they were concerned about, because the Knicks were the pinnacle of toughness, right? They embody toughness and grit and never give up and all that stuff. So Cat comes in, and the reputation he comes in with from Minnesota is like, you already did the thing with Tibbs before, and we know what happened with Jimmy Butler. But he's had a great season. I personally think he's in the MVP conversation. And the Knicks are title contenders, I believe. So it's weird that you see them, and I'm about to give them a lot of credit for a tough win versus one of the worst teams in the league in Toronto.
I mean,
they did lose to Detroit, but they didn't have Cat. So I'm happy you brought that up. Cat comes back, and then we see this happen.
OG over to Towns. He's going to launch the three. 6.3 to go in a big bucket by Karl-Anthony Towns.
20. Kory, your thoughts? Cat barking to the crowd. I know you can read lips. So you can understand what he said there.
I did. I understood what he said. I'm glad the city I'm glad the city is rubbing off on Cat. Eventually, hopefully, we get him a new nickname. You know what they've been called. What they called. At the start of the season and that what they was calling, right?
I know what you're about to say. Just go ahead.
Big purr.
The big purr. They said they were saying it like that. They put a little extra. They put a little extra mustard on it.
Yeah, I'm like people generally didn't know how, because he always had this soft nature about him. I'm like, now you seeing I don't know. He got some dogs behind him, so he's kind of able to break out and kind of show like, I ain't no bitch, basically. When it comes to this basketball shit, I'm really like that, and I'm glad that he's expressed that, because with him and Jalen Brunson, I'm hoping we can get to the Eastern Conference Finals and we can progress into the NBA Finals. That's the goal. That's always been my goal for this trade. I'm like, how can we further progress? And then it helps that the people who I thought was gonna do Julius Randle and DiVincenzo, it's kind of looking rough over there in Minnesota.
It's been an uneven fit so far.
Minnesota.
Nah.
That was your best Joe Biden impersonation, right there.
Minnesota.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. I like that.
I ain't gonna that Friday football intro is crazy. And we clipped that second part you did this week. We had to clip that, right?
Oh, Kory, I'm on top of things on the radio.
Yeah, because I'm like, I need that whole transition, like, fully through connected. That's the new football Friday intro.
Now, and I know Erik is and I know it feels like we're ganging up on you right now, but pause. But I mean, we did clip a moment from Kory as well, because Kory had a very very interesting pronunciation of Michael Penix Jr.'s name.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. We didn't clip that. No.
Yes, we did.
I'm saying,
Yes, we did.
One question. After seeing the game set, I believe there was some people with some jerseys that had my pronunciation.
No, okay. They had your pronunciation. They just put a little extra on it. They put a little extra on it that they didn't need to roll with that. But no, to everybody that doesn't know, it's not Michael Penix Jr. It's Michael Penix. Michael Penix Jr. Before we get into everything, we got a lot to get to this evening. I'm gonna go to y'all for y'all best of the week because I got one in mind. Well, I got a couple, but crazy week in the world of just popular culture, sports, whatever you want to roll with. And I'm actually happy you brought up our work on the radio, Kory, because me and Erik had the pleasure last Thursday night, the Recess Bell on air every Thursday night at 9 p.m. on 90.3 FM. Definitely want to check that show out. You're going to laugh and you're going to learn. That's the essence of that show. So when the UnitedHealthcare CEO, Brian Thompson got murked. And
you foul.
That was crazy.
Well, I hit it with the Griselda Atlas. Boom, 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 boom.
That was crazy.
Wow.
But we did, because at the time that murder had happened Wednesday morning. So we hit the air on Thursday night, and this dude was still free. They didn't catch him yet. They're still looking for him. So we had the pleasure of talking to a Newsday crime writer and a Pulitzer Prize winner, Tony DeStefano. And he basically laid out everything from the words deny, depose, defend on the bullets to him leaving the city, or at least looking like he had left the city, to a possible motive, how the killer was just lying in wait on 6th Avenue, right in front of the epicenter of New York City. He laid everything out. And after the interview, I'm just sitting there like, he says they're gonna catch him, but are they really? Is he really sure? Because move on to Friday, no update. Saturday, no update. Sunday, no update. Finally, on Monday, they find this dude at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania. Now, me, if I had 4 or 5 days after I leave the city, after I just murk somebody, man, you're gonna catch me on a river raft in Cuba or something, somewhere non-extraditable. Like I'm not gonna be just chilling in Pennsylvania. So that's an interesting choice. But yeah, Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione was the name of this young man. He's our age, well, my age. He's 26 years old. Ivy League student, Ivy League graduate. We'll get into all the motive and all that stuff in a moment, but Pennsylvania though, and social media was doing a lot when all the pictures started to come out and all his context of like the manifesto and his like social media habits. Social media did a lot, as they always do. But Kory, what was your thoughts on that whole ordeal?
I was gonna start saying, shout out to my son Mario Luigi. Now what I would have did if I was him was I would have basically pretended to be homeless, and I would have went to some alleys and just head out there. That's basically what Ted Bundy did, when he was home, pretended to be homeless for a little bit. So you under the radar. If you're not out in public, like say you wear like I don't know, the dirtiest, wear a hoodie, and for the most part just cover your face and just be bad grungy looking, where people don't look at you, because there's some homeless people where you just walk past and you don't really pay attention to, right? And that probably would have been a smarter move, and then just work your way down south, basically, with staying off the radar. Don't stay at hotels, try to go to park benches or something like that. You would have basically survive your way down south, basically, and then when you go to the border or whatever like that, proceed.
So you're basically saying what Luigi should have done is essentially hide in plain sight.
hide in plain sight, but kind of in a sense where it's like, yo, people don't notice you and stuff like that. Have a disguise at least, brother. Fake beard and stuff like that.
A fake beard. A fake beard.
No, I'm telling you.
Fake mustache and glasses too.
Anything that makes you look not like you, but in the homeless, in the most homeless way, like boom, like for example, like there's cameras everywhere, right? So you get off a bus, right? Boom, they got you, right? What you do is you just walk around with like a little cart, and you just mosey on down, like nobody will notice you.
I mean, it's why I'm not mad at your suggestion for what Luigi should have done. Is because anybody that's ever walked out throughout New York City, we don't give a damn about the homeless. Like, I hate to say it, but
I do.
You do?
Oh, God.
Nah. I'm being. There's been multiple occasions when I'm going to the city and I see somebody and like everybody ignoring them, and I'm like, y'all wow. I'm like, I'll give them a couple bucks, and I'm like, y'all go get something to eat.
They're not getting nothing to eat.
Nah. Son did it. You know what the crazy thing is? I gave this because it was this young dude I remember seeing in Penn Station. He was basically asking, pleading for people to help him out, and nobody would listen to him. And he said the thing that caught me the most that really like made me like think, because he said something to the degree of, I could really be out here violent and then being a criminal, but I'm just asking for some food. I was like, you know what? You're right about this. I said, I took him to like it was like this homeless kid. It was a homeless kid. I'm gonna say the funny thing. I took him into a deli and got him a sandwich and whatnot. Cool. I was working security at some spot, right? Like at a hospital. Yo, I seen the dude because he was there for his grandmother, and his grandmother was sick. And I'm like, I didn't know son was from the state. And I was like, you never know who you could be helping out in that instant.
Well, that's something I always live by. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know who's listening. You never know who's watching, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's interesting. I see what you mean. And I like that you said you saw him go into the deli. You know, I've told this story before, like on the radio, but I remember this is real quick. And then we'll get to like Eric's take on it. But I used to see this girl out in Bed-Stuy, right? So I would always get off the Halsey Street station. And that's where you get off that station. You walk down the steps. You have anybody from Brooklyn that takes the J train, that's ever taken the J train knows what I'm talking about. You have the Dunkin' Donuts and the Popeyes, the merge spot. So this is like 9 p.m. I walk into the Popeyes and there's this dude walking around. He's stereotypical homeless looking dude. And he walks up to me finally. He's like, yo, man, if you have any type of money to spare, because I'm over here looking like I'm walking all the way down Broadway. Like, I just need some food. Need some food to feed myself and my son. His son wasn't with him, but I took his word for it. I'm like, yeah, I got you. What you want? I'll order something for you right now. He was like, no, if you could just drop the money directly. I'm like, oh, you want the money directly, huh?
You ain't trust my son? You ain't trust my son? That's crazy.
Well, he's gonna buy him the food right there in the Popeyes. He talk about just give me the money.
He started stuttering and got mad apprehensive. I'm like, oh, I really know what you need this money for now.
I'm like, I'll help somebody. I'll be like, I don't care. I really don't care. That's just me.
Nah, I ain't gonna help him that way.
The only time I've ever been in a situation where I was suspicious, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Some dude was like, he came up, I think he came to me and my sister while we was at McDonald's. He said the same exact line. And I'm looking at his feet. So I had a fresh pair of playoff 8s on. I'm like, I'm like, sir, your shoes are better than mine, right? I was about to be like, hey, how much you said you need? Do the show right quick. You can make it deal. We can walk. I was going to see if I can finesse some cheap 8s.
What shoes did he have on, Kory?
Playoff 8s. I was like,
everybody watching, please Google those shoes right now.
Some of us, on the feet, There's been plenty of times where I seen some people with it's like, you know, and I was like, they had some heat on their feet. I'm like, maybe we could make a deal. I'm like, I remember seeing somebody with the pink foams on who's homeless. I said, I was about to be like, how much you need right now? I need $50 for those shoes right now. No, they working on.
Erik, what you thought, or what did you think that Luigi Mangione, this Luigi, what should he have done differently to avoid getting caught at a McDonald's in PA? Did he want to get caught? Maybe.
I think that was the thing. I think he definitely wanted to get caught because he hopped on a Greyhound like I want to say 45 minutes to an hour right after he killed the dude. So the furthest he was gonna go was Pennsylvania. And like I get like you gotta stop at stations or whatever, but okay, you're gonna stop at Pennsylvania. They're not really getting the news like that just yet. So you got a chance to hop on a bus from Pennsylvania and get somewhere down south. You could have went anywhere, bro. You could have went to Mississippi. They wouldn't give a damn about you. But that's why I think he definitely wanted to get caught, and I think that was his whole motive.
Also, he did slip up when he's talking to Shorty. He pulled the mask down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, females always get you when I got it. I'm like this. He's like this. He thought he was macking a little bit. He's like, what's up? I just shot a nigga on 48th Street. You know it's nothing like. And then the little things like this. FBI was like, you ever seen that meme of Drewski? Got him. And basically like, got him. I was like, yo, brother, you were supposed to keep your mask on, pay everything in cash, and then hitchhike your way down south.
I mean, every man can relate to what you just said, Kory. Sometimes them hoes be your downfall.
She was probably not a part of the plan. He's like, no. I'm gonna wear this mask the whole time. Ain't nobody gonna see my face. Ain't nobody gonna know what's what. As soon as you take that mask down, it's like, is that Luigi?
That's how you know she had to be bad, though. She had to be bad because he deviated from the entire game plan just for 5 seconds. She said, "Oh, go ahead and put your mask down." Deviated from the entire game plan.
But I'm confused because when I first heard this story, right, I'm like, are we really living in a Batman movie? I'm like, is Bane about to come out with and then I'm like, this nigga gonna probably come out with like a YouTube like, see what I did there, falls. I'm like, nigga gonna sound like Bane and shit. I'm like,
now, if he really wanted, because like Erik said, I had to take once the information came out. I mean, just listen to what he got caught in Pennsylvania with in that McDonald's. Got caught with fake IDs on him, the murder weapon, the firearm with the silencer on him. He got caught with a laptop on him. He got caught with an entire 200+ page anti-insurance industry manifesto.
Okay. I just want to point out a couple things.
That's crazy. Wouldn't that serve that he would want to get caught?
Because basically, first thing, fake IDs, smart move, right? Murder weapon, you've been supposed to toss that somewhere. You was supposed to toss that in the lake or something.
Yeah, no, I've watched The Wire. I've watched Power before. That's like the first thing you do.
You're supposed to wipe it. You're supposed to wipe it down.
Right.
And toss it. And then don't have any traceable. You gotta go paperless. The only paper you're supposed to have with you is cash. Was that? And they say he come from a rich family, so you could at least had you at least a couple bands on you, and you could have made it down south.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Yeah, he's an Ivy League student. Like the interesting thing about this, and when we talked to Tony DeStefano when he outlined this on the radio, because not everything was lining up. Because you would think somebody that's willing to do this that would come from poverty, right? That probably. Maybe if he's on the younger side, lives with his mom, lives in his mom's basement or something like that, something to that effect, and all that stuff. But this is an Ivy League dude, from women doing a lot on social media when all his pictures came out. Clearly, attractive guy. You know what I mean? Like Smart
crazy.
guy. Smart guy. And this is all like who is this? Why would he? This is like when the FBI profiles people. Like and say they profile, like I watch a lot of Criminal Minds. I'm no federal investigator or whatever, but
the Josh.
Yeah.
If somebody ever wondered what is pretty privilege or like pretty people privilege, I was the perfect example of it. Because as soon as they see your son, they like, soon as female seeing them, they like, maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he could have done that. Couldn't have done that.
They were doing a lot.
I'm like, let it been like some nigga that look crazy ugly. They be like, fuck this nigga the fuck up.
Yo, you're not wrong. At least I don't think you're wrong. I mean, listen, I'm no better. I remember like a couple years ago, I don't even know if this Twitter page is still active, but there was a whole Twitter page where they had like mugshots. They would like post mugshots of the finest woman you've ever seen. And you would read the crimes along with the pictures in the post. And it would be like, possession of firearms or first degree assault and battery.
And you had niggas in the comments. You had niggas in the comments going, I can change her. Free her. Free the real one.
I mean, I was no better in that moment. You know what I mean? So I get it from that standpoint. Pretty privilege is a real thing. Like that's no secret to anybody. I just found it hilarious that from the crime committed to the dude they caught, everyone had this reaction of like, yeah, something's not adding up all the way here. I'm not trying to call out no conspiracies, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. I'll say that. Luigi Mangione. That's not what I was expecting.
And then you had a story. You had like the thing of the details of like each bullet had engraved. I forgot what it had. Like it had like words. Like
deny, depose, and defend.
I swear that was straight out of the latest Batman movie with the Riddler and everything like that. I'm like, it was really some Batman type shit. And I'm like, to me, it was just like, what did the CEO do that bad to that person? And then you had these reports come out that something was bad.
Yeah, so there's a lot here. So Mangione, from what we can tell, and again, you can read the whole manifesto. I wasn't about to pull it up for the stream. No, not 250 pages. I wasn't going to do that. But feel free to Google that. I'm sure I retweeted it on my page, The Recess Bell, so y'all can check that out there. But yeah, so I wanted to take this opportunity, and then we'll transition into our best of the week. I wanted to take this opportunity because, as y'all both know, or let me just start here. We know from watching sports and just knowing enough about the human body, top 3, top 2, maybe top 1 worst chronic injury you can have is a back injury. Yeah. Like anything involving the spine is a no-no. So as somebody that y'all know, I got rear-ended. I used to drive for work and I got rear-ended by like this 200-ton, not really, but this 200-ton landscaping truck at like 50 miles an hour on the expressway. So that's led to like a lot of months of physical therapy and all this stuff. And one thing pops up and then one thing gets fixed rather, and 2 more things pop up. And it's been like that since April when the accident happened. So when I heard about, I just said, I was wondering, like, this dude don't fit the criteria at all of what I would expect a stereotypical assassin. He didn't fit the bill. So I'm like, what could this motive be? I was thinking about it. And then like Kory said, I saw the tidbit about the back and I was just like, wow. I'm not saying this to excuse what he did. I'm just saying I understand it. Because if you're dealing with any type of, or if you've dealt with any type of back issue, and insurance tries to play around with you, like it's not affecting your everyday life. Hey, it's made me almost crash out a couple times. Not to kill, but it's definitely made me like, yo, like this is really my life. And they're not giving me the help I need right away. For what? For money? For why? So I'm not saying I excuse this man's behavior. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I can understand it. That's all.
Josh, quick question, real
Yeah.
quick. Breaking news. When it comes to this, my own dissatisfaction. Bill Belichick has agreed to become the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels football program.
Really?
Yeah,
Now that was rumored. That has been rumored the last couple of days. I didn't think he would actually do it.
What are you mad about that for?
you know what I want. You know where I wanted him. I wanted him to come home
To the Giants.
to the Giants.
Why?
We could have made magic. We could have made magic, man.
How?
Could have made magic.
With
I
what
digress.
quarterback?
That's what I'm saying. I had some agendas to push.
Well, I'm sorry your dream is dead now, Kory. But that's interesting. And I wanted to move on from that story anyway. I feel like I got everything off my chest. Actually, no. Because
No.
the one last piece I wanted to play, and then I'll get y'all additional thoughts on it. Then we'll circle back to the news that Kory brought to the show. So Mangione, this Luigi Mangione, and everyone's wondering, like, they found the manifesto. He obviously has the back issues that, you know, we don't know what was in his mind at the time or what led up to it. But that back injury, I mean, there were people saying that knew him, like, oh, he can't have sex the same way. He can't go to his job the same way. He can't, like, his whole life changed essentially, and insurance was playing around with him. So now he's caught and he's arrested and he's got the orange jumpsuit on and everything. And here's what he's doing. Here's what he did, actually, the moment he got lifted out the police car and saw the media.
Down.
Oh my God! That's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
He said this is an insult to the intelligence of the American people, and now I'm just like, what do you mean by that? What did you mean by that?
They rushed him in there really quickly. It was like they were trying to make sure something didn't get out.
You peeped, they slammed him against the door too.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
curious. Very curious.
Are you about to get in your conspiracy Kory bag real quick?
What
What are you about to do with this?
I got my tinfoil hat. Hat on.
Is that right? You know what? We'll wait for your manifesto. We'll wait for your manifesto.
Whoa, brother! I ain't crashing out like that. You see the skin tone? We don't do that. We don't crash out like that.
Word. That's a good point. And that's a Gen Z crash out too. You as a millennial can't relate to that.
I asked you a question, right? Like I told you earlier, this is like some Batman villain type shit, right? What black Batman villain have you ever seen done some shit like this? No,
I can't recall one.
Because look, how many black villains have you ever seen? We ain't stupid enough. We're not stupid. Look. The average black person wouldn't even attempt to do this because look, there's been multiple times where I think people would have thought about having retaliations on certain different situations that were brought into the public. But no, because we just know that we'd be already crucified. They'll just pull some random person off the street, unfortunately.
These are all good points. It's just funny how fast or how slow it was developing at first, and then how fast it all escalated. So Mangione, interesting note here. So he's fighting extradition to New York, where he's obviously going to face that first-degree murder charge. As far as Pennsylvania, though, he's charged with forgery, carrying firearms without a license, tampering with records or ID, possessing instruments of a crime, obviously got caught with the firearm, and providing false ID to law enforcement with those fake IDs. So
look, Josh, you know why the investigation sped up and why they was able to catch him so soon? Because they seen how much momentum he was gaining, and they was like, people are going to start getting this idea that they can just be vigilantes. We have to crush this while we still can, while it's in its infancy, before people start getting the idea that maybe, you could take justice into your own hand.
Especially as it concerns healthcare, bro. like I just laid out what's going on with my own case, but even before that, you know, when it comes to dental insurance and like general health,
big pharma,
they drag their feet. And I know some stories, like I'm not going to call nobody out or tell anybody's business, but I know somebody with MS, multiple sclerosis, which is a nervous system disease. So she said for 2 months after she got the diagnosis, they were basically playing with her, like, yo, okay, we know what treatment you need, but we'll just give you these pills and all this stuff to hold you down. You know what I mean? But we still have, these things take time and they take a lot of effort, and we have a lot of things to sort out with your information and everything. I'm like, yo, MS though? What if it goes left and she in a wheelchair before the 2 months run out? So this is what people deal with. Like anybody that's for the most part healthy, like you're gonna have issues here and there with healthcare. But from what I know, and I've worked in the health field, I worked in the health field before this year for the last 4 years. The people that really need help and insurance and assistance, they get played with. Looks like they get played with more. You get played with more typically, from what I've seen, the less healthy and able you are. It's crazy. Yeah. So again, I'm not saying this to excuse murder. I'm just trying to lay out like how somebody could get to that level of a crash out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll let you know something, right? And I'm about to sound like the stupidest person in the world.
Is that right?
And I'm gonna put myself out there. So I used to work at Exports, right? It was a gym, right? And this was like one of my first few jobs. And I remember there was a guy on my job who had a whole messed up back, where to the point where he was leaning to the side like every day, like he couldn't walk straight. He messed his back up picking up weights, like picking up, because he was a janitor. He picked up weights and stuff. He messed his back up. And I'm like, he had insurance. He had health insurance, right? And I'm like, I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at his check. And I'm seeing how much they take out of his check. Said, nah, I'm straight on that. I've never had health insurance, bro. After my parents' coverage was done, I never had health insurance.
That's an interesting.
I was like, look,
too.
So when people say when people say, I can't afford to get, I literally can't afford to get sick.
That's an interesting note too, because how old was this Luigi Mangione? 26. At what age do you typically fall off your parents' insurance? 26.
Yeah. Hey
man, we can talk a lot about how healthcare is just. I don't want to make it political, but you know what? Now forget that. It's not a political issue. It's a human rights issue. I don't feel like healthcare. We Americans typically, if you can't afford healthcare like Kory's talking about, and you want insurance, I just feel like you shouldn't have to fight tooth and nail to get coverage for something that you have no control over. That's just me, but
healthcare is really only like this in America, to be honest with you.
The only place.
Who's in charge of healthcare coming up in the future?
Dr. Oz.
Are you serious?
That was the last update I read.
We're cooked.
It's not funny, but that's the only way you can put it. I mean, listen, we've seen Trump's appointments to the cabinet. Some of them have stepped down for reasons. So we'll see what happens with Dr. Oz. You know what I mean? We'll see how that plays out.
What's Robert Kennedy Jr. being in charge of again?
Something nutrition. Yeah, I think that's everybody's reaction, more or less.
Well, he's taking away Uncrustables, right?
Oh no! See, now this is where we have a problem.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Hey man, it's this time of year, I knew it was going to be like this in some form or fashion following the election, because that gets everybody's blood pressure riled up. And then based on what you're going through individually, like Luigi Mangione with this back issue and his quality of life being changed forever, and UnitedHealthcare in particular really dragging their feet about it, so much so that he said, you know what, I'm going to just take out the head honcho when he walks out his hotel on 6th Ave.
he must have been really scouting because I'm like, bro had it timed up to like the precise moment.
I mean, he
And
had
then the
time to
fact,
go ahead.
and then the fact that somebody, I swear there was somebody who was looking directly at him and just walked right past. Like, oh, no, that
Corey,
ain't my problem.
that's New York though. That's New York. We don't play around with all that nonsense. We mind our business.
They like, damn, that's crazy. And you're right, it does play into the New York mentality because you could be on the train and you can see somebody just butt ass naked just come on the train and you're like, ain't my problem. As long as you don't come near me, it ain't my problem.
I'm gonna be on my phone listening to my downloaded music, playing one of them iPhone games. I'm not gonna pay it no mind. I have been conditioned being in New York my entire life. Can't nobody get me to react when I'm outside, especially on the train, especially on the street. Now, do what you do. If you're just standing menacingly in front of a hotel, who am I to stop you from doing what you're doing? Just go on with your life, brother. I'm doing my thing. You're doing yours.
Like the wildest,
who am I to get in the way of what you got going on?
I remember walking to Manhattan and like I seen this dude just taking a piss right in the middle of the sidewalk. Everybody's walking by like they ain't seeing nothing. Like,
what are you gonna do? Because what they're gonna, whatever crazy mindset they in, why would I want that directed towards me? Nah, bro, you got it. You got it. Go right ahead. I ain't getting in the way of your business.
There's nothing on the street, nothing that you be like, man, that really concerns me. You just walk. Everybody keep pushing and put everybody, and they always ask why is New Yorkers so rude, and they never just stop to say hi. So it's like, brother, we got shit to do in life.
And we're not trying to get involved in nothing that don't concern us.
My name Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Yep, that's the best way to frame that. We're going to take a time out on the Recess Bell show. Once again, brought to you by the Recess Bell Network on the recessbell.com as well. Check out the website. Learn about all that we're doing to support creatives. If you want to collab with us, I'm always an email or a website chat away. You know what I mean? So we'll be back. We'll do best of the week. We'll get to some of our sports topics. And of course, Sha Boing Boing of the week is getting some movement. I got multiple winners this week. And it's based on a certain lawsuit that got pressed a couple days ago. So look, Erik's reaction is everyone's reaction internally. We'll come back. We'll do that. For now, this is the Recess Bell Show. Catch y'all in the
Rock.
All right, Kory,
Yep.
your best of the week, sir. What was the best thing that happened to you, or what you saw? Whatever your best is for the week, go ahead and
Well,
lay it on me.
my parlay hit, but my parlay did hit. That was one of my best of the week. But I would say Giants missing the field goal. We keeping the tank alive. Tank.
Y'all doing it right this year. No random 3-game winning streak in the middle of the season that cost you Drake May or Jayden Daniels. Y'all are doing it right so far this year.
Hey, Erik, your team don't know how to do this. Y'all winning games, losing games, inconsistent. Pick and choose. Y'all trying to make the playoffs, or y'all trying to get these tank right?
Well, the special teams player for the Cowboys, Oruwariye, yeah, he had the right idea. He has his eyes on the prize.
Hey,
that sense.
they put the call in this. They put the call in. Says, I'm like, yo, you had to be an idiot to do that.
Or maybe he got a little, a couple whispers in the ear from the coach, like, yo, you happen to, if you see an opportunity to just mess this all up, mess it up. But
I don't think so. Nobody on that coaching staff is trying to lose right now.
Yeah,
they're trying to save Mike McCarthy's job.
Brother, that job been long.
Hold up, no. From what Jerry Jones is saying, it's very much a chance that he could come back and re-sign. From what Jerry Jones is saying,
if Jerry Jones re-signs Mike McCarthy and Mike McCarthy says, I just want to say respectfully, y'all might have one. I know my organization do some dumb shit. Y'all might Cowboys might be up there if y'all keep Mike McCarthy. I ain't in front though. That game. I ain't in front. I don't really mess with Dallas Cowboys players like that. But there's a kid on your squad that I see a lot of potential in, and unfortunately he got injured. Number 13,
the Marvion Overshawn.
I like that kid. But yeah, I suffered. I believe that's his second season-ending injury.
Yeah, his knee got tore up. Unfortunately,
he had one in the preseason last year against Seattle. That was his left knee. This one is his right knee. He tore his ACL, PCL, MCL.
Because he had a crazy game for Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he did.
Erik, is there any thought to, as a fan?
What's your bet?
And I feel like I know your answer to this, but is there any thought as a Cowboys fan to, when you're fully healthy, you have a great pass rush? You know what I mean? You have some talent in the secondary with Diggs and Bland. Y'all typically have a good offense when Dak is healthy. Is there any thought to, I don't know, giving McCarthy a 1-year deal and just running it back and seeing what happens?
Honestly, there's not much out there. We're not gonna get Ben Johnson. We're not gonna get Mike Vrabel, because Mike Vrabel is the kind of guy that's not the kind of guy they want to be the head coach of their team, because essentially he's what we call the Jimmy Johnson of Cowboys coaches. He's very radical. He doesn't care what the front office has to say.
Y'all don't need a Jimmy Johnson type?
That's not what I'm saying, Kory. If you're listening, what I'm saying is that's not the kind of guy that they want in there, because he's radical. He's not going to care what the front office or the owners are saying. They want a guy that's going to listen to whatever they're saying. When I'm saying that is, we should be starting Trey Lance right now, and we're not. And he's just sitting on the bench with a Microsoft Surface tablet, and he's getting paid $5 million to look at that on the sideline. It's at the point now he should be starting right now, because you already know what Cooper Rush is. Just see what at least you have as at least a backup with Trey Lance, because you don't even know if Cooper Rush is coming back next season.
Maybe they already know what they have.
Listen, so giving Mike McCarthy a 1-year deal, I mean, I don't see that as crazy, because I'm just seeing it from their eyes. They're not gonna go and get a radical type of coach. They're not doing it. They're not gonna get Kingsbury. They're not gonna do none of that.
I know there's a coach that they would want to go get, but that coach is expected to stay in college. Former Dallas Cowboys great Played from the I believe it was 1996 to 1999. Award number 21 was won a Super Bowl, which
Ridiculous.
just saying. But besides that, Erik, what's the best of the week for you?
What do you think is the best of the week for me? I'm gonna go with the fact that my internship ended with SiriusXM.
Well, why is that the best of the week?
Well, let me get to that. Let me get to the meat and potatoes.
Oh wait, hold a second. Do we have some tea to spill? Pause. You got some tea?
All right.
Yeah, what's the tea, Erik? What's the tea?
So the internship ended on Friday, and Thursday was my last day in the office. And everybody was saying how my work was good and everything. And if a job ever opens up, all I have to do is apply, reach out to one of them. They'll put in a good word for me, right? So
wait a second. Wait a second. Before you progress, are you going to say anything that might mess up your bag in the future?
No.
I'd like to think he's smarter than that.
Okay. I don't want nobody to mess with their future opportunity. Just continue.
Nah, but Friday was my last day. Shout out to Adam Shaw, he gave me his phone number. Very nice guy. Yo, listen, I can't say nothing bad about nobody there. I mean, from top to bottom, like even meeting Mad Dog, I thought he was gonna be the meanest person in the world, but he was actually really cool. But yeah, with that ending on Friday, I woke up Saturday morning, and the thing that actually woke me up was a phone call from WABC 77. So I instantly just like wake up. I'm like, oh, like I gotta hurry up and get myself together in like 5 seconds. So I said hello. She's like, oh, we really love your resume. We'd love to meet you. So I got a meeting set up with them tomorrow at 12, and we're gonna see how that goes. But that's really the best of the week for me.
Clap it up in the chat. Clap it up in the chat. Hopefully, we hear you. Wait, what station you said that is?
That's WABC 77. So it's an AM station.
Hopefully you get that. Respect. Hopefully you get that and you succeed, my brother. And that leads you on and on. You never know where this radio stuff can take you.
I feel like he got that.
Yeah,
as somebody. Yeah, go ahead, Erik. Go ahead.
She didn't even say interview. She was just like meeting. I'm just like, I've never heard that before. Like, meeting? Are y'all desperate in a way? Like, not because listen, right? I don't think anybody was really applying for that position like that. So for them to say that, it was just like they got to take what they could get right now.
I'm afraid, that's motivating to me, man. That's motivating.
I'm glad I can motivate people like that.
Honestly. I might.
Yeah, Kory, your ass about to finally go get a job.
I might ask Sean. Because I go for. I really do want to touch up on my radio skills because I haven't hosted a show in so long. I might just be like, hey, for a quick little month or so, we host some Nassau mixes. Let me just get back into the feel of working with the board.
Kory, as far as the recess bell, I will just let the audience know once more that I have offered. I've offered this man countless opportunities to be like, yo, listen, I know I do my thing hosting and I love doing it. I love producing as well. But Kory, if you ever wanted to host a sports talk show on the recess bell, man, you have my full blessing. But I'll take y'all into my philosophy as the CEO. I'll give people ideas. I'm not going to be the one following up 3, 4, 5 times. You got to follow up with me to let me know you're serious. That's how I run things.
Respectfully, that's something I also want to look into because like I said, I want to build upon my accolades. I'm not sure how good I am in this space. I think I'm okay.
You are,
but I feel like I could get better.
So you don't want to be mid no more. You want to be excellent. You want to be transcendent.
Mid is actually right where I want to be because not too high, not too. No, I'm just messing with you. I want to be at the top of the top.
Kory gonna cut them braids one day and be Stuart Scott.
Nah.
No, you gonna get on ESPN. I see it.
I'm gonna be Wayne Brady.
ESPN Wayne Brady is insane. That's crazy.
I'm gonna be all prim and proper on the mic on the thing, but they're like, you ever seen that skit with Dave Chappelle? Does Wayne Brady have to? Y'all ain't never seen that skit of Wayne Brady on Dave Chappelle?
Nah.
Damn, y'all too young, bro. Y'all too young. Yo, all right, that's your homework. Yo, when y'all get some time, type in Wayne Brady. When y'all type in Wayne Brady, Dave Chappelle. It's the funniest shit ever.
I'll take your word for it, bro. I'll take a look at that. Now, since Kory, you brought up the Dallas Cowboys and Eric's a Cowboys fan, did y'all happen to see that Simpsons simulcast that was going on?
I
did.
No.
I
40-yard line, so Bart will throw. It's Lisa.
Yo, tape your ankles up, Homer. Ain't no way.
If anyone needs me, I'll be in the end zone.
Do you see the breakaway speed from Lisa?
Cincinnati.
Yo, hold up.
The ball's all the way out at the 40-yard line, so Bart.
Yo, Homer, bad technique, my boy. Come on, bro.
Leaves her dead in the dust.
Come on now.
If anyone needs me,
Watch the celly right here. He going gritty. I see you, Lisa. I see you.
Now I had to at least check in on that one like a couple of times. I was like, because it was so unique.
Nah, it was actually fire. Like they had Mina Kimes on the broadcast. They had Dan Orlovsky. It was like a real broadcast, and they were switching the characters every so often. Like Homer would be the quarterback, Lisa would be the wide receiver, like we just saw. You know, Bart was there. It was kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought it was just when I saw the promo for it, I thought it was some cornball. Like, yo, this is like a gimmick.
Shout out to Mo Slits. Shout out to Mo Slits. He was looking crazy at middle linebacker. He was looking crazy. He's putting in work.
He got good. He's light on his feet. I'll say that.
He
showed me more agility than I thought he had.
The kid might have a future in this business.
Hey, you know who else I know has a future in the business he in?
Who?
Ah, man, Kory. Like I said, you know, Uncle Steve Cohen left me a nice little present under the tree. You know what I mean? In the world of baseball, you know, the winter meetings started on Monday. But we had a big signing on Sunday, Kory. I don't know where Kory go. Anyway, Erik, I'm talking to you directly. I think Kory wanted to bounce for his. Oh, he's back. I thought you saw me about to talk Juan Soto, and as a Yankees fan, you crashed out.
Oh, brother.
Hey, man.
We don't care about that. Money hungry. I wanted to call him some other things, but I'm not.
This is the problem with you Yankees fans, right? If Soto would have chose y'all would have been beating y'all chest like, yeah, we still the evil empire. The little brother Mets still not messing around with us. You know what it is.
We wouldn't have had to say shit for the Mets. We wouldn't have shit to say for the Mets, respectfully.
Well, what do you got to say now? Because he's a Met for 15 years, 765 million.
I wouldn't go that far. You're not gonna win shit for the next 5 years, and then you're gonna opt out, and then son gonna either retire, or he gonna be playing baseball in DR. Stop it.
It's crazy.
Before the show went live, you was talking about, he gonna opt out and go back to the Yankees. Why would he want to go back to that dump?
Oh, whoa.
Why would he want to go? I'm gonna take on all the Bronx right now. Why would he want to go back there?
Why the hell are you lying? I said once they opt out his contract, he better not think about trying to come back to the fucking Yankees. That's exactly what I said. Don't try to misconstrue.
Well,
that's what y'all like to do.
He wouldn't even think about it anyway. He wouldn't even think about it anyway.
Yeah, he gonna go down there and go play D. He gonna go down there and play DR baseball. Respect.
You know, Yankees fans, they kill me. I'm not even talking about just you, Kory. Because now, like, I'm remembering all the posts I saw just slandering this man. Like, if you heartbroken that the man left for the Mets,
I seen.
But y'all don't gotta lie.
I seen a story that said, you know, he wanted a suite, and they like, yo, Judge and Judge had to pay for his suite. I'm like, you cheap bastard! You didn't want just because we was gonna make you pay for your suite.
Why did he have to pay for? Why do Aaron Judge and Derek Jeter the two Yankees captains, why do they have to pay for suites? Shouldn't that just be covered for them as captains of the New York Yankees?
It shows
Well,
that they're
I thought
not
it was a
above
captain
the,
suite.
they show that they're not above the program. But
Oh,
respectfully,
the Yankee way, right? Oh, the Yankee
but
way.
that's what respectfully, when my son Judge is out here winning, when my son is out here winning, and you stuck it out there in Queens in that bum ass stadium,
They're
you
not
know,
winning nothing.
Oh, Kory, please. Let me
Judge
say
is
something.
not winning nothing.
By the way, he had his chance, but what he do? Like he did in every single postseason so far in his career. He wet his pants. It's okay. But Juan Soto had a first row view of that.
Erik,
And
we're not
he's
talking
like,
about that.
I can't win with this.
Erik, we're not talking about that money laundering scheme y'all got going down there in Los Angeles. We're not talking about
We
that.
didn't even bring them up, but I'm saying, Judge, what does he do when the playoffs come around? The only reason the Yankees made the World Series, to be honest, was because of Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto.
Sorry,
You.
My bad. I had to step out for a second.
Again? What? What's the word, Big Bird? What's the word, nigga?
The word is
I'm gonna let y'all have this.
The word is y'all got outbid by, I don't know. Steve Cohen got that big money. I think Hal got that. Hal pulled up with knives to a gunfight. You know what I mean? And he wasn't ready for the battle. He wasn't ready.
Respectfully, you're not gonna win shit, so it don't mean shit to me.
Hey, you talking a lot for the Yankees won one more game than the Mets this year. And y'all had all these expectations.
Where was we? Were we not in the World Series then? Well, we not in the World Series.
And what did y'all do in the World Series?
Where the fuck were y'all at? The couch? The couch?
You know what, Erik?
I
know. No.
One second. Somebody once said a great quote. Money can't unlame you, nigga. Money can't.
Word.
Money can't unlame you. Money can't make a lame nigga unlame. Sorry.
I mean, the Yankees look type lame right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll ask Erik right now because he's a Dodgers fan. So he watched both those series, and even though we know the truth, Erik, by like the number of games that were won against the Dodgers, which team gave y'all a tougher fight? You know what I mean?
Mets.
Yeah, the Mets that didn't have two of the three best players in baseball.
Brother,
we did that with somebody named we got Jeff McNeil's on our squad and all that.
Stop with this woke nonsense that you spewing.
Woke nonsense.
This woke fake news. This woke fake nonsense.
You just gotta face the truth, my boy. You gotta face the truth, and I wrote about it on the recessbell.com on Monday. Like, yes, the Mets had the highest bid, but it was really only 3.5 per year difference from the Yankees offer.
Respectfully, we'll see how soon. We'll see how soon.
But I'm just trying to say, it's not even an agenda. It's not even an agenda. It's truth. All things equal, Juan Soto said, "Nah, I'm gonna rock with the Mets. Same type of money, same city, but you know what?
You know who?
they more popping right now. That's why he chose the Mets.
You know who had that same principles? Like, the money about the same city. We could just be just as hot as the Yankees. Remind me of Kevin Durant and Kyrie going to Brooklyn.
Hey, I'm happy you brought that up. I'm happy you brought that up because I wrote that in my piece because I knew what people like you would try to do. They would try to be like, oh, this is Kyrie and KD to Brooklyn, or oh, this is Kawhi and PG to the Clippers. When they could have chose the Lakers or they could have chose the Knicks, they chose the little brother. But this situation is so different, you're not even comprehending it.
When you want to go to the Temu brand, the Temu brand. Kory, hey, look, respectfully, if you wasn't ready for prime time, just say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, it sound like how females be like, if you ain't had it, just say that. If you wasn't ready to be that nigga, just say that.
So you did no. So Juan Soto was actually a Yankee. That's the thing. Juan Soto wasn't. It's not like Kawhi was a Laker, and he's like, you know what, the Lakers, nah, Clippers. It's not like he did that. He was already a Yankee. Juan Soto was already a Yankee. He saw for a full year what it was, and it did not move him like that. He was like, you know what?
Nigga made it to the World Series. He's just like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of being that. I'm tired of being that nigga. You know, I'm gonna just go take a step back and be a basic.
You know what
bitch.
it was? He saw the air quotes best player in baseball, and Aaron Judge drop fly balls and swing and miss at outside sliders down and in for like 5 times in the same series of 2 games, and he was like, I can't win with this. Give me Francisco Lindor and give me Steve Cohen's money. That's what I'm gonna do. That's it.
Guess what? He will. Yo, my son is gonna be ass in 5 years. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's gonna be ass at 31 in the prime of his life. He's gonna be ass. All right, bro.
I don't think he's gonna be ass. He's not gonna be Juan Soto no more. I honestly don't think so. Like, I'll be honest. This might be a blessing in disguise for Yankee fans and the Yankee organization, because this gives them a chance to actually cover the holes that they need to fill,
Erik?
like pitching, like their batting order. And they're doing it so far. So, I mean, they're heavy on Kyle Tucker right now. I mean, whatever you want to say, I don't believe he's that nice, but I mean, to each his own. But are they still in on Corbin Burns?
No, they signed Max Fried, who's 31 years old. They signed him to an 8-year, $200 million deal, but he's had arm issues the last 2 years. So you want to talk about players that ain't gonna be nothing in a couple years? I mean, Juan Soto ain't had no major injury history, but the pitcher they just gave 8 years and $200 million to, he does.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like the Yankees got desperate given the narrative that was out about them after they missed out on Juan Soto, because that is so unlike the Yankees historically. Now I know George Steinbrenner is dead and gone, and
he's
Hal
rolling
is
his grave right now.
He like, how you let this bum ass niggas outbid you? These niggas ain't got more paper.
Kory, that's probably exactly what he said, like word for word, like word for word. Verbatim. Like, every single word you said is what he's saying.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm just saying, yo, like it's all in all seriousness, biases aside, even though I'm shamelessly still wearing my Mets cap. Biases aside, this is so unlike what Yankees fans have ever experienced. It's so unlike it because they always swung their hammer paws so powerfully that if the Mets would ever, like, say the Mets were going to bid for Alex Rodriguez. Actually, no, this actually happened. This situation actually took place. Mets and Yankees wanted A-Rod. A-Rod chose the Yankees. We've seen other players where the Mets wanted them. The Yankees always get these guys. So this is a moment in history. And it might be a landscape-changing moment given the amount of money that Steve Cohen
you gotta understand, these guys nowadays, they don't really care about their legacy. It's just how much money can they get out of it before they're done.
Juan Soto's legacy in the Yankees organization was about to be having great seasons every year, 100-win seasons, and then he has to watch Aaron Judge wet his pants in the playoffs every single season. That's what it would have been.
Brother. At least he'll be there.
Or the Mets will not be. I mean, listen, anything can happen in baseball. It's baseball, by the way. I mean, everybody knows that, but I think the Mets will be fine. Biases aside, you know what I mean? Biases aside.
We'll see.
This hat look good on me. I should wear it more often. All right, y'all. That was a good conversation. Listen, it's gonna be interesting because I think the Yankees will still be all right. Like I've always had this take. There's nothing wrong with being mid. You know what I mean?
Who mid, nigga?
Okay, answer this question first. Is it better to be I or is it better to be mid? What's higher on the totem pole in terms of the verbiage?
I would be better. All right.
Yankees gonna be I. They'll be a 90-win team, 90+ win team. They have a good pitching staff. They have a great pitching staff.
What's your Mets gonna be?
Oh, we're gonna be. Listen, man. It's us in LA.
Yeah, don't make me lead this podcast with these lies. That sounds like some. Yeah, that sounded like some real woke fake news right there.
Padres,
the Padres are about to sell their players. We snatched the Braves chain this year. Now,
Hey,
y'all making me be
hey,
biased again. I wasn't trying to do this.
sounding real liberal out here with this fake woke nonsense.
You're calling my Mets fandom and the Juan Soto contract utter woke nonsense. That's what you're doing right now.
Utter woke nonsense.
You just called me a liberal because I'm happy that the Mets signed Juan Soto. You said, get your leftist ass out of here. I'm weak.
It's interesting.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Let's switch gears now, though. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know when that music come on, it's time to talk some football, some pro football. Listen, man, crazy week in football. I did want to start this off though with some of the news of what's going on in our fantasy league. Yeah, Kory, have you seen who you playing in the playoff this week?
Nah, I didn't look at the.
Now, Kory, you know what's funny?
No way.
You know what's funny? And Eric's in
Just
the
lie
playoffs as well. We're all in the
Just
playoffs.
lie down. Just lie down.
That's what we do. Lie down. You know what's funny? Because I have Jamar Chase in another league, and he has been the best position player outside of the quarterback. Best skill position player in football this year has been Jamar Chase. Now you can say Saquon Barkley, but Jamar Chase has been he's about to win a triple crown. He's on pace to win the receiving triple crown: catches, yards, touchdowns. So on one hand, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I got Jamar Chase on my team. Man, I'm in a great spot. And then in our league, the Recess Bell Invitational, I'm up against the man that got Jamar Chase in our league. So I'm going to be very conflicted watching my Bengals play this weekend. I'm not going to know how to feel.
And guess who's back? I ain't got Aaron Rodgers in my starting lineup. He about to get taken out. Yo, Action Jackson, we back. Yeah.
Listen, it's gonna be an uphill battle. You know what I mean?
Yo, can I just say, last game against Devin, yo, son, tell me why he was telling me not to put. I forgot who he told me not to put in. Juwan Jennings. Yo, I put him in my starting lineup. Son went off. Yo. Him, Jamar Chase, and everybody went off this game.
Juwan Jennings' success in San Francisco really makes you wonder why they paid Ayuk. Because Jennings has been serviceable for them for years.
I'm scared. I go further. I'm scared to keep him in my lineup. I feel like he might have a fall off game.
Hey, don't choke. Don't make the wrong decision.
Don't
make the wrong decision.
I go from now. I'm nervous.
I got Jayden Daniels coming off bye. I got Scary Terry coming back. You know what? It's gonna be a battle, Kory. It's gonna be a battle. I'm looking forward to it. But yes, Eric's in the playoffs as well. The winner gets $400 in our league. So it's either I pay it out or I keep it. I'd like to keep it. We'll see what happens. Runner up gets 100. Runner up gets 100.
I bet.
But yeah, let's get to the matter of what happened on the field this week, and then we'll preview some of the stuff that happened
off the field.
That's too happy. Yeah, off the field for sure.
Oh, hey, Josh,
yeah.
What happened off the field?
Hey, Kory.
What happened off the field?
I know you're itching to talk about that. That's why we got to race through this. So,
Kory, not Jigga Man.
Kory, the Eagles covered your parlay. I know you're happy about that, even though I know the Panthers had you shaking in your boots at the end.
Yo, respectfully, I was scared because I'm like, yo, if Leggett catches that pass, I'm cooked because I couldn't cash out.
Yeah, he had it in his hands, and then they call it in the referee circles not surviving the ground. He didn't survive the ground. He dropped it. Eagles win. But AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, trouble in paradise?
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Yeah. And I was like, son was like, yo, and I'm like, yo, Brandon Graham was right. Yo, him coming to the Eagles, they were like best friends because that was one of the talking points when he got there. I'm like, they cool and stuff. And I'm like, But you know what? You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm actually happy that there's some disconnection in that locker room. I just want to see them not succeed at anything in life because I don't want Saquon to succeed in life. So if he don't succeed.
AJ Brown was being real passive aggressive in the media. Jalen Hurts had another tough game passing the ball. I mean, he's never been the greatest thrower, so I'm personally not surprised at the downfall or the downturn of the Eagles' passing game.
But I do want to say this though, in defense of AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts is a terrorist. I'm sorry, he's a terrorist.
He's a terrorist.
He's a terrorist. Every time they get down to the goal line, hand the ball off to Saquon. But no, I'm going to steal these touchdowns and mess up everybody else's parlays. I had another parlay that would have went off without a hitch if this. Oh, I wanted to call him so bad.
Kory, you concerned about the Ravens winning the AFC North officially with the Steelers? They keep winning behind Mr. Unlimited. You know, he's putting on a show every week now.
They're not a good team, but they just like somehow keep finding a way to win.
I think they're. I disagree. I think they're excellent.
Yeah, I think they're a good team.
I honestly, but I think that they're probably going to win. I think they're probably going to win the AFC North, the Steelers. But I think who's going to go further in the playoffs? I think the Ravens will go further in the playoffs.
It's not a bad take. Kory, the Vikings though. It's funny. We talk about the Lions. We have talked about the Lions all season long. You know, they've won 11 games in a row, and they've looked like the best team by the eye test all year. But you look at the NFC standings, the Eagles, who we just talked about, and the Vikings, they right behind them. One game behind them. And the Vikings play the Lions the last week of the regular season. I can almost guarantee that game's going to be the last Sunday night football game, like the showcase, like the biggest game of the final week of the regular season typically. I can almost guarantee that's going to be the game on NBC.
Shout out to the Vikings defense for giving me entertainment weekly. When they get an interception, they got like the craziest celebrations.
Oh,
last week they did the white.
Yeah,
am I queuing you up?
Yeah, you sure did. Look at that. Kory, how often you think they choreograph this throughout the week?
A lot. You see, they had a video of them practicing it.
This is amazing right here. Like, this is a A++ performance right here.
Yeah, I go for somebody violated and said son number 24. They said 24. I think they said like they're the Jared McCain of the NFL right now.
Oh, paint and nails and all, right?
But like, I like it. Because you know what it reminds me of? It was Russ's last year on Seattle. It was a couple of years ago on Seattle where they had where every time they scored, they had these celebrations, like these choreographed celebrations. And like,
I remember that.
When you can do that, it motivates the team to try to go out and go get picks and turnovers. So I'm happy for them.
Moving on to more good teams in the NFL. This one, the Devil Magic never seems to run out.
For the division, for the Chiefs. Oh my goodness. For the division, for the Chiefs. And right off the upright and in for the division.
Mike Tirico's parlay hit.
Oh, it always hits when it comes to the Chiefs. He be teed up.
All I'm gonna say is the devil works hard, but Andy Reid and the Chiefs work hard. Yeah. Yeah. There's video evidence of Travis Kelce going up against Derwin James on a route, and Derwin James pass interference. He pushes off, and he says, "Yeah, I pushed off. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing." The model ref is in like air distance.
Basically,
he's like, he's like, "Yeah, I did it. You know my route. You ain't gonna do nothing about it." I'm like,
I did
bro. I'm like, bro, what is going on with these vanilla gangsters down here?
The YCs. Cooper
It's
DeJean,
crazy.
Reed
It's
Blankenship.
crazy. It's crazy out there in the world.
It definitely is, man. Upcoming this week, interesting games. The Rams, who played a great game versus the Bills, even though they got some referee help at the end. Surprise, surprise, the Rams got referee help. Oh my goodness. I'm clutching my pearls.
Oh, brother.
I can't believe it.
Oh,
yeah,
brother. No, they
Kory.
They won that game. They won that game fair and square, and they beat New Orleans fair and square. Stop it.
I'm sure they did. Everyone believes you.
Don't nobody believes this woke nonsense you trying to prove.
Again, Kory calls me a liberal. That's amazing. How do you feel about Steelers Eagles this coming week? A lot of locker room stuff in Philadelphia. Steelers on a roll.
It should be an interesting thing. It should be interesting. It should be an interesting battle. The Battle of Pennsylvania.
Bills at Lions too. Hey.
Wait, you said Bills at Lions?
Bills at Lions this week.
Oh man, I wish it would have been in Buffalo. That'd have been better.
It would have been more turn. I agree.
I need the elements. I need the elements.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how everything plays out. Week 15, bye weeks are over and done with. You know what I mean? So NFL season's really about to turn up. And again, it's fantasy football playoffs. I'm not gonna stick my chest out against Kory. I would if I wasn't going up against Jamar Chase and Jahmyr Gibbs, the two walking money glitches of fantasy football this year. So we'll see what happens. Kory had a terrible draft, but he took those two dudes, and that's why he's in the playoffs. Go figure.
I had a terrible draft.
He had a horrible draft. Terrible.
That's
Awful strategy. Just luck.
Good question. If I had a terrible draft, whose team is better, mine or yours?
Yeah, we gonna find out this weekend. I don't know nothing.
All right.
Oh, Mister, it matters what you do in the playoffs. Don't argue with that take, Mister. I only care what you do in the postseason. Don't you dare argue with that take. We gonna find out this weekend. All right.
We're gonna see.
Kory, real quick, how do you feel about the college football landscape? The final playoff bracket just got put out. Alabama. I'm sorry, Erik. Alabama and Miami on the outside looking in.
I'm mad that Miami's not in. But I'm glad as hell that Alabama's not. They didn't deserve to be in. It's a trash team. They're not the same. I'm sorry. The Alabama dynasty is over. That's why everybody's transferring out of that bullshit organization. I'm sorry. It is what it is. The SEC, SEC bad. That's SEC bad. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm like this. I'm like shout out to Boise State for making it in. Shout out to Arizona State for making. Shout out to SMU for making it in. You know, real teams. I'm sorry. The SEC should not get no play in it, really, to me. Like Georgia's ass. I'm sorry. Texas is super ass. I'm sorry. Look,
yeah, the SEC as a whole really wasn't hitting like that this year. It really wasn't.
Erik, you got something to say? Yeah.
I think he's just
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think you this was low hanging fruit. When I lobbed it to Kory, I should have known.
There's no point in saying anything because this is just going to be an ongoing argument. It's just going to keep going and going and going.
That's
rather
I'm happy you realize that, Erik, because you're absolutely right.
Maturity.
You're definitely right about that. Yeah, we evolve. We don't devolve.
I know there was no way you was going to argue that Alabama should have been in.
Kory,
no,
hey, yo, the young man is showing restraint right here. Like, why are you gonna do him like this? He's trying to show restraint. He's not trying to take it there with you, and you just keep trying to egg him on.
No. Because if you would have tried that, we all know that would have been some utter woke nonsense. I would not allow some woke nonsense propaganda that I would not allow on this podcast.
Kory, I'm gonna need to see your voting record after this show. You calling too many people liberals, bro.
That's the bit. That's the bit.
It's the bit. You dying on the bit. I respect it. As somebody that appreciates media humor, I appreciate it. I appreciated Timothee Chalamet. I didn't know he knew ball like this.
No, this guy's a great actor.
He said I only
Yeah,
got
he's a
6
great
games.
actor.
I'm bringing the heater on.
There you go.
Hold on.
8 wins in a row, 11 all-conference players. This should be a comfortable, easy win for them.
Breaking it down.
Looking at fourth-year Bobcats quarterback Parker Navarro.
Yeah.
65% completion rate. If he can get going, he'll tilt this in favor of the Bobcats. I'm going underdog Bobcats here.
Yes.
Underdog
okay.
Bobcats.
I like that. I'm going to go with you guys with Miami of Ohio. The main reason.
Okay, I'm going Louisiana here. Tyrone Lewis Jr., Cody Jackson, Tyree Skipper. They're going to step that defense up. Billy Napier's legend remains. The defense is strong.
Okay, damn it.
Yo. That,
Wait.
Now I hate that I judge books by their cover so often, Erik, but I didn't expect that.
Hey, listen, Mad Dog, he's mad because he can't even get him on his show. So
Hey, y'all
Huh?
have been
Wait,
queuing
he's
me
not-
up all day.
Matt-
They was trying to get him on. They
Matt
was trying to
Dog-
get.
they was trying to get him on Mad Dog Unleashed, and he can't get him on there.
But you know, well, let me play this first. So Chalamet was on with he was on an interview at some red carpet with Entertainment Tonight. And here's what he had to say about his viral moment on College Game Day.
I've been doing good.
I run up the streaming numbers on ET, you know? I run up the streaming numbers, smashing the heart button.
No, we're going to play that on every promo for Entertainment Tonight now.
No context.
The
Not bad, Riz. But I continue.
internet is losing their minds right now about how great of a sports analyst you are. Have you seen that?
I'm going Jackson State, 8 wins in a row, 11 all-conference players. This should be a comfortable, easy win for them.
Breaking it down.
That's a great actor.
Well, weirdly, that was, you know, the Bob Dylan movie approached me 5 years ago. My hope was, okay, I'm going to shoot this movie, and then in the promotional run, I'll be able to pivot and go on ESPN or any sports casting thing, because, you know, acting's not always a reliable gig. If I can get a nice 6 to 8 month ESPN gig, Stephen A. Smith style, Pat, you know, that's become the new one.
Shouted out Stephen A. Smith. And guess who caught wind on First Take this morning?
I know this too.
I don't know if he's being serious or joking.
We're going to take up a collection because we're going to take up.
Oh.
Honestly, I have to confess, this guy, I mean, I don't know him at all, but I was just contacted by my social media dude that this guy is an aspiring sports analyst.
Really?
Oh, me too, Stephen A.
The person that
Me
he
too.
most wants to be like is me.
I don't want to be like him. That's what I don't want to be.
Yo, I just knew when I heard about that, Erik, that story you just told about Mad Dog, I knew Stephen A. was going to take a victory lap when I saw that Timothee Chalamet quote. I just knew it. And it was even better than I thought it was going to be. Incredible. He knows ball. He knows ball. Shout out.
He does.
He's still making crazy money on them Doom movies, so you know.
That reminds me of whenever I go to like a party and it's just like the most stuck up person that you see, like he's standing on the back of like the brick wall and he's not really interacting with nobody. You have a conversation with them. And it's like, yo, this is the coolest person in here. Like,
But I'm gonna throw some controversy in. You know, tip for a hat. Somebody coached him through that.
Come on, bro. No,
Hey,
stop.
he's a great actor. Somebody coached him through that.
No, I'm gonna disprove your point right here because there was a photo that came out where he was linked up with like Landry Fields and the Knicks when he won a contest because he won like a trivia question. If you linked up with Landry Fields and the 2010 Knicks, you live and breathe ball, bro. No casuals just going and doing that when they mad young like that. You know, he lives and breathes the stuff. Landry
I ain't
Fields.
expect the Landry Fields.
He's posted up. I swear, search it up. He's posted up with Landry Fields. Come on.
Josh, I'm getting tired of you and this fake news. This fake news propaganda.
It's not fake news. You just search it up and you'll see it.
This fake news propaganda that you're talking about, man. So it's unfortunate that you've been corrupted by the lamestream media.
It's all right, bro. Keep going with this Trumper rhetoric, all right? Maybe he'll give you a cabinet position. He ain't give Tim Scott one.
No,
maybe he'll give your black ass one.
Talking about. You know, it was a whites only position. I
Look, I hope y'all forget. I hope. Thank you niggas for getting me to vote, but respectfully, I didn't get no jobs, no rice, no cake, no cheesecake, none of that. That gets
Can't lie.
nothing.
Can't lie. It's nasty work, but it's kind of gangster from Trump. Like I'm just going, y'all. If y'all want to be used like some pawns on a chessboard, I'm gonna let y'all get used. Like I respect that.
Look, how many coons had to die to make Trump look fly? It's crazy work.
Yeah, shout out Tim Scott. Shout out everyone's favorite Herschel Walker. You know, Kory, Herschel Walker played football when the helmets were squishy.
You know, I ain't gonna. Yo, Trump is literally the worst as far as like, I've seen something about him. You know, he single-handedly crushed a football league, the USFL.
Oh, how could I forget? Yeah, that's back in the day now.
Yo, he sued the NFL and they only got $1. Nigga only got $1. He won $1, bro.
But you know what, Kory? It's better than nothing.
Yo, look. I'm saying also that's your model for cashing out on parlays. Is like, hey, look, $1 is better than nothing.
No, that's you. That's you. That's you. Stop it. That's you. The cash out offer be $23.52. You know what? I might count this out. Like, that's you.
Wait, hold on one second. I ain't gonna say I disagree because I ain't gonna hold you. Money is money at the end of the day.
That's all I'm saying.
But sometimes you do. I gotta be more trusting in my Lord because I gotta have faith that my parlay is gonna come through. There's been times I didn't have faith, and I should have had faith.
Kory, I'm still waiting for you to pop out the church, bro. I've been looking for you. I don't know.
I'll be there. All I need is the invite. I get my Sunday best on. I'm in there. We in there hobbling, hallelujah, handala sanda. Talking in tongues and all this stuff. I don't want to faint ya. I'm there, bro.
Outrageous. I'll be looking forward to seeing you there, bro. I'll be very much looking forward to it.
Facts. We did.
All right, let's get to what we all been waiting for. So,
Jigado, Jay-Z.
Oh no, not Jigga, man.
NBC News reported that Jay-Z has been accused and named in a lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl. Trigger warning, by the way, or it might be too late for that. Anyway, accused of raping a 13-year-old girl with none other than Sean Diddy Combs after the 2000 VMAs, the Video Music Awards. And this all escalated pretty quickly on socials because on our radio show, The Recess Bell on Air, I'm sure tomorrow night at 9 p.m., 90.3 FM, we will be talking about this in detail. I'm sure we'll interview somebody that's written a piece on this. It all escalated extremely quickly. Go ahead, Erik, Kory. Go ahead.
I haven't gotten an invite to the Recess Bell to the show, the Thursday night show in a long time.
We know your ass be sleep. Stop it.
Oh, me sleep?
Yeah, you.
I would have told Jay-Z.
You know what? Come through tomorrow then. Come through tomorrow.
But yeah, I didn't like the way you were speeding past that. It sounded like you was kind of trying to speed past this whole topic here, buddy.
Oh no, hell no! I'm spending a lot of time on this.
Are you part of Rock Nation?
Oh, no! I'm happy you brought up Rock Nation because Rock Nation and Jay-Z, I'm sure was behind the pen on this. They put out Kory. We've seen high-figure celebrities like athletes, rappers, singers, whatever, actors. We've seen high-level people get accused, and what do they typically do? Give it a couple hours. They put out a prepared, measured, professional PR statement through like their lawyers or something.
Yeah.
In this situation, it was 5 minutes after the report came out, and he left the caps lock on for a minute, a lot of exclamation marks and all of that. And I'm just like, and then he posted the first one, then he deletes the first one. He writes a second one, and it's the same exact one as the one he just deleted, except he left a message at the end of this past one, like, y'all will really find out who y'all messed with the wrong one or something to that effect.
I feel like this was I feel like it was Alex Shapiro who rolled all that up. That wasn't Jigga.
Either way, Kory, it was giving off the vibe of this movie.
You don't want to make an enemy out of me. I'm not having it.
Like, yo. So that's your move. That's your move when you've been named in a lawsuit alongside the worst person you can be named in a lawsuit alongside these days in Diddy.
Josh, just so that we know that you're not biased or anything, because I know that if this was a Drake situation, you know, he was wrongfully and falsely accused of something similar to this, I would be hearing the Kendrick ad-lib, certified love boy, certified pedophile. With Jigga Man ad-lib. Ain't calling. I don't see no video, nothing posted. We not making fun of son?
First off, don't you ever assume to know what I'm gonna say on the show, right? And we're gonna apply that again. My favorite word in the English dictionary has become allegedly.
Hey, allegedly.
It will save you from so much trouble and so much financial liability. It will save you from so much if you just use the word allegedly. It's a cheat code.
What's the name of Better Man Than Me? Drake is a better man than me, because you know what I would have posted? I would have added
about Drake.
I would have added Kendrick Lamar. I would have been like, you know, they just caught you. I would have just posted that. You know, they caught your man on sexual charges, right?
Hey,
I'm just saying. But I ain't gonna front though. This is the best and worst situation. You know who's winning out of this whole entire situation?
Can anybody win in this situation?
No. I'm gonna tell you. No, there's two people there's two people who can win out of this entire situation. Diddy and Deshaun Watson. Because Tony Busby situation. Because if you can prove that, oh, he's just an extortionist and you know he's making up these filings and stuff like that, it makes Diddy and Deshaun look better, because then it have people questioning, like, because I really want to know. You'll see people's hypocrisy right here, because you'll see people be like, no way Jigga did this, no way Jay-Z did this, you know, we shouldn't believe these victims. And I'm like, did y'all I see Deshaun Watson when he tore his ACL get all this hate for accusations. You know, who's to say that he's not as powerful as Jay-Z? So instead of just trying to fight it, he just settled. Jay-Z is trying to fight it right now. And then another thing, with it being involved in the Diddy case now, it looks like, because I believe that this guy Tony Busby has over 130 victims or something like that, over 100 plus victims alleging of Diddy. So if Jay-Z makes it looks like this guy's a liar, Diddy's team could be like, we have evidence. Look at what he did try to do to Jay-Z. He's trying to do the exact same thing. Because if you really look at the Fed case against Diddy in this moment right now, there's only one victim listed, and that's Cassie. And you already know she's settled and she had a situation. So the feds are going to try to look for more victims in this type of situation. And they already said they had videos and stuff of Diddy committing these acts. So then you have to question the legitimacy of what Tony Busby says, because if they have videos of Diddy committing acts, then it might bring more validity to what Tony Busby is saying. And so now it makes you really have to question Jay-Z, because the thing about it is, when you want to leak something like as low down as this, you would see some type of situation where it's like, okay, it'll get leaked through like TMZ, like it'll be reported through TMZ. But the fact that this was reported through NBC and all these major outlets, it tells you something is different with this. And the fact that they're trying to get this case sped up, trying to get it dismissed and trying to get it out, clearly you know that it is causing Jay-Z some type of financial it's causing some trouble. Yeah.
Well, just to backtrack for a moment, when the allegation first came out, this is the first video I thought of.
My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That Rock Nation, you will crumble.
For those that aren't familiar, that is Tory Lane's father, I believe his government is Sunstar Peterson. Sunstar Peterson. That's Sonstar.
Oh yeah,
Peterson.
yeah, because Tory Lane's real name is Daystar Peterson.
How long do you think? How long do you think that's running the family?
I'm guessing his brother's name is Moonstar Peterson.
Right. Yeah.
You know, sun, day, moon.
It's not a bad guess. That's the first video I thought of. And Kory, you raise important points about the lawyer bringing the case and representing the Jane Doe in this case, because the allegation is definitely heinous. When you talk about essentially the lawsuit details the night after the night of the 2000s VMAs, and Diddy and Jay-Z essentially lure this young woman, 13 years old, into a room. And I believe the craziest quote in the lawsuit was Diddy saying, the girl came back into the room and Diddy saying, and I quote, "You are ready to party," end quote. I mean, the way Diddy talks, I believe that part of it. I believe the victim. I'm not gonna hold you.
There was an exclamation mark at the end of that, right?
Yes, there is. You are ready to party. That's how he probably said it.
My thing is though, I'm like this. That's why I'm thinking like if Diddy is smart, this is his get out of jail free card right there, placed on the platter. It's like because basically, you know, they washing up. It kind of starting to feel like they washed Diddy up to get to Jay-Z. And the thing about it is, I know this is gonna sound messed up, but Jay-Z kind of had loosely these kind of things attached to him, whether it have been Foxy Brown, Aaliyah, or people questioning how old was Beyonce when you actually met her and everything like that. People started raising these questions long time ago.
There's also the case allegedly of an apparent alleged illegitimate son that he's got, and from what he's saying, I know you've heard about that story over the years.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying I believe it, but
yeah,
as far as like actual like whispers, that kid is saying like, "Yo, Jay-Z's my dad. Jay-Z has never taken a paternity test. He's taken them to court and all of that, him and the mother." And he's basically saying like, "Yo, if Jay-Z was to take a paternity test, say this whole thing is true, allegedly, that would reveal that he slept with that kid's moms when she was underage."
So it was a Karl Malone situation. Allegedly, it was a Karl Malone situation.
Yes, allegedly. Allegedly, that's what I'm saying. Allegedly. Yeah, man, it's not. Listen, and again, the rule of what is it, 7 degrees of separation. Like, if you've been friends with Diddy, you've been at parties with Diddy, you've been at functions with Diddy, you've been in songs with Diddy, you've done all this stuff with Diddy. And mind you, I've had this conversation about the music industry and how sick and twisted it is my entire life. I'll never forget. And Jay-Z has worked very closely with Timbaland, and you bring up Aaliyah. I mean, do we really need to detail that entire situation?
Hey,
how sick that was?
Could I just say a bar real quick from a rendition from the great from a song once told. Jigga and R. Kelly are not guilty. I didn't make that hook. Jigga and Jay-Z, they was like, "We're not guilty." What are you not guilty of? I was thinking, R. Kelly, what were you claiming you're not guilty of at that time?
Kory, you know when that song came out?
When did that song come out?
Hey, early 2000s, when this apparent alleged assault took place. Now we're recklessly speculating.
I'm just saying,
but,
my son,
hey.
Diddy was at them. Yo, and it looks so bad to be like associated with Diddy, like to be like in any picture with son, and it's just like, nah. I'm like this. Look. All I know is, I pray that they stop mentioning like the King LeBron with this type of stuff, because I'm like, yo, he just knew these as industry people. He was not friends with no Jay-Z and Diddy.
Oh, LeBron, you mean LeBron ain't no party like a Diddy party, James?
he was talking about the early party. You know, the one that Denzel and Jamie Foxx was. We was at the early parties. We weren't at the Diddy parties.
Oh, you're so right, Kory. Oh, great point.
When it came to Jay-Z, we were business partners. Jay-Z ain't really know Braun like that.
You're so right, Kory. Oh, it's just, oh man, what a take from Kory. You know what? Yeah, LeBron was talking about the before party, not the after party.
Yeah, we was at the early parties.
He wasn't talking about this party.
2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
A black billionaire's lunch. I have two questions.
Why is Leonard Fournette there?
Why is Leonard Fournette there? That's my first question. You're right, Kory. And then number two, I just laugh. It's not really a question, but it's more of an acknowledgement, because people have said for a long time about this video, why does it look like Jay-Z? He's seeking out who got the wire. Like, he knows there's a rat in the building.
I'm gonna send y'all a link to a video right after the show's over, right? And I want y'all to comment on it. I'm gonna ask for a text back. I'm gonna send y'all a link to this video. I'm gonna ask for y'all to comment on it because it touches on this topic so crazy. It's a cartoon where I kind of give you a brief description. It's like Diddy's going through whatever he's going through, right? And it's like Jay-Z is getting haunted by Diddy. It's like you was a part of what was a part of. So I don't know why you kind of disassociating yourself with me. Like, why you just trying to act like we ain't had no history? It's a funny video. It's in a cartoon format. Once you see it, you'll be like, nah, that's wild. But my thing is with all this stuff is, and I feel like how you know this is kind of a little bit cooked for Jay-Z is when people start making the jokes about it. Like when you look at inside the NBA TV?
It was last night.
Yo, when they was like, hey, and Jay-Z and then Chuck was like, hey, it's not a bad time. And Shaq had to run off. He had to run off and laugh. I was like, bro, once you start getting to that point, it's a little crazy. Look, Drake had to go through that without having actual allegations. Like once people start calling you certified love boy, certified pedophile, PDF, allegedly. It looks bad on you because you don't want that jacket. Nobody wants that jacket. I'd rather you call me a murderer than to call me that.
Kory, you bring up an interesting point, or you brought up an interesting point earlier when it comes to how the people at large, industry fans at large, industry media at large had a certain energy for Drake. And again, that's within the context of a rap beef, right? Where I know 50 Cent said on a podcast a couple days ago or sometime recent, where like, yo, you're supposed to diss your opponent. You're supposed to diss your opponent. That's the whole point of a rap beef. So fabrications and exaggerations come up all the time.
Nah, ain't nobody ever went that far. I was calling somebody a pedophile. I'm just saying.
Okay. So remember you said that. Put a pin in that. So with that being said, like energy was one way for a Drake and it was one way for a Diddy, because in those situations, people either just assumed like, yeah, that makes sense. And then secondly, went right to the jokes. And I could give less of a damn about Diddy or Drake, mind you. But I've noticed something about this, the way this Jay-Z lawsuit is being covered, that it brings me to award we hand out an award we hand out every week.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Sha Boing Boing.
Sha Boing Boing, get the out your mouth, dummy.
The Sha Boing Boing of the Week Award.
This is the Recess Bell Show, Sha Boing Boing of the Week Award, and we're talking about this Jay-Z lawsuit. Sorry, the boings in between the instrumentals always get me. But it's appropriate. They always get me. And this is, again, the situation is no laughing matter, allegedly, because look, this is a very serious lawsuit. But like you mentioned with Drake and Diddy, again, Diddy's arrested. Drake was in the context of a rap beef.
respectfully, can we stop mentioning Drake with the situation?
No, okay, that's fair. So let's just focus on Diddy, right? So people went straight to the jokes. The same people we gonna bring up went straight to the jokes. Went straight to there's been whispers about Diddy for a minute, but when it comes to a close, go ahead.
Even Jamie Foxx, did you see his recent Netflix special?
And I did. Yeah, another example.
They you could be up here, but the minute your time comes, you can easily get these jokes too.
But like I said, Kory, the way this situation is being covered, who am I going to start with in the industry media? Who am I going to start with? You know what? I'll start with our friends on the Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? Let's see what Charlemagne the God, who by the way is responsible for bringing Andrew Schultz into the landscape, and we know what he's been up to.
What my son Andrew do?
Oh, shut up. Anyway, let's just go right to this. What did the Breakfast Club think about the Jay-Z allegation?
Because Jay-Z went on and filed an extortion suit against Busby. They're basically saying all of that is going to show y'all what we've been saying. That this is all just a publicity stunt. Mm-hmm. These are people chasing dollars.
Well, good for Hov. I'm glad Jay-Z responded just like that, because this has been going on for too long. It is a grift. These accusers go to these lawyers with all these salacious claims. The lawyer will put more sauce on the salacious claims. They reach out to your team and say, if you don't settle with us, we're going to go public with these claims. They'll tell you that they're going to hold a press conference. We're going to do interviews. And a lot of people settle because they don't want the bad press.
Where they don't have the money to
It happens all the time. And like you said, the problem is it's very expensive, right? When you get these civil suits, it's very expensive. And like Charlemagne said, you'll go to the press. They'll make these press conference, and what they want to do is they want to make sure that you lose money. They want to make sure that you lose endorsements, lose sponsorships, lose everything until you get to the point where you be like, you know what, let me just pay them off and get away from them. But Jay got enough to say, look, I'm gonna fight this all the way now.
Because Jay-Z.
Now,
I respectfully know why Charlemagne's in defense of Jay-Z. Because he got some weird allegations surrounding him.
Allegedly. This is all allegatory. You know?
He beat his case. I think he beat his case, but it was an accusation. There wasn't no alleged. It was an accusation.
But Kory,
when he was like not a teenager, but like early 20s.
Yeah, I got that. But bottom line, you see the difference in tone from this situation. Now, mind you, Jay-Z has been a more likable figure. He's married to Beyonce. He damn near runs the media stuff for the NFL. He determines who performs at the Super Bowl. So he has a lot of power and influence over a lot of entities right now. And I'm just noticing some different energy.
Question, Josh. It would be a shame if the NFL didn't want to be associated with this whole thing. And so they said, you know what? We'll scrap this Super Bowl and have Taylor Swift or somebody do it. I'm not saying I'll be mad at we wouldn't have to hear not like us on the Super Bowl stage.
I'm sure you wouldn't be mad at that, Kory. But I continue though, right? I continue though. So here in the New York market, we have two major hip hop R&B radio stations. We got 105.1 and we got Hot 97. And one of the co-hosts or two of the co-hosts on Hot 97 show is Peter Rosenberg and Ebro in the morning. Right? Yeah. So now Peter be having a lot of smoke for Charlemagne. Like they don't see eye to eye on anything. So I was curious on how Ebro would handle this situation, how Ebro and Rosenberg would handle this situation in contrast, maybe, to how the Breakfast Club handled it. Here's how they went about it.
I would say my biggest problem in all of this is the clown show that sexual assaults have become.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why so many people want to see Jay-Z get torn down. I mean,
that's the part I'm stuck on.
It's a nature of our culture that we aren't wanting to examine.
Now, am I missing something? Because, again, just like the Diddy situation, these were all allegations, right? Until we saw the Diddy video. Yeah. Again, we know there's a video that came out, but I'm just talking when those allegations first came out, when Cassie first pressed that lawsuit, that was an allegation, just like this is an allegation, no? I'm noticing the tone is very different from that time to this time.
But you're talking about, you wanna know when I noticed that. I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy, and it relates to this. How people are starting to view how when I look at these comments about this accusation towards Jay-Z, and then when I hear people mention Deshaun Watson now, it's like, yeah, it was always a money grab. I'm like, where were y'all saying? Y'all wasn't saying that like a couple years ago.
Well, they
y'all was not saying it.
They crucified Deshaun.
Your public perception of Deshaun Watson is now changing because of the fact that you see, oh yeah, it was a shakedown this whole entire time. Because
well, I'm not going that far though. I don't know.
No. People forget what happened. Deshaun Watson wanted to request this trade from Houston. Tony Busby, a Houston lawyer, came out and immediately all these charges were just brought up against him, and so nobody had nothing to say then. But now that Jigga Man is the one that's accused, it's like, oh, it's all a shakedown.
Well, I just want to make it clear that I just want to make it clear that I'm with the alleged victims in all these cases. Like, if you have an allegation like this against you, you are either associating with the wrong people or one of that. I'm not saying one's guilty over the other or one is innocent over the other. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying the difference in tone from how it's covered, how these situations have been covered. And you bring up Deshaun Watson in the sports realm. I mean, this man right here crucified Deshaun Watson right from jump.
Anybody that's been around Jay-Z and knows him has seen him come to the defense of the most helpless amongst us, which are the children. I can't believe for 1 second that he would ever be associated with an allegation like this. And I felt it was important to bring that up because you got people out there. Stephen A., you had something to say about Diddy. Why aren't you going to have something to say about Jay-Z? Well, I don't know Diddy. I've met him a few times, talked to him a few times. Absolutely. But I've known Jay-Z for 25 years. I don't believe it. Now, that's as far as I can go because, again, if you can't provide eyewitness evidence to refute the allegations that have been levied against anyone, it's irresponsible to go over the airwaves and go any further than that. It is not irresponsible to point out who a friend of mine is. Somebody that I've come to know and love and don't believe for 1 second would be capable of such a thing.
Now, I love Stephen A. Smith. I respect his journey coming from Hollis, Queens to the Philadelphia Inquirer to covering the 76ers as a very esteemed journalist and getting on First Take, where he basically has the keys to the ignition of ESPN. But for him to sit up there and say, well, you know, I don't really know Diddy, but I've known Jay-Z for 25 years. You know who Jay-Z also knew for 25 years? That'd be Diddy. So if you're going to believe that, if you're more apt to believe that Diddy, you know, we saw the video and that was very monstrous what he did to Cassie. And even though there's a lot of other allegations on Diddy right now, as Kory put it, as Kory wonderfully put it, there's really just that one case with Cassie that the feds are banking on. But listen, so because Jay-Z was such great friends with Stephen A. Smith, there's no way he would commit something like this, even though he was friends with Diddy for a longer period of time. This is that Sha Boing Boing I be talking about. Just because you're friends with somebody and you hold somebody in a higher regard does not mean, oh, I could never believe. And who are you to step up there and say that? Because you're friends with him? Because of Rock Nation? Because Rock Nation runs the world? This is stuff I can't get with, yo. I just wanted to say that. This is what the Sha Boing Boing of the week is reserved for. That's all I'm saying.
The person who, to me, has been the most objective since this allegation has been brought up, like this is what I've been listening to, is Academics. Academics, he's been covering this, and he's been pretty fair on both sides.
Who allegedly got a weird case of his own, by the way. Allegedly. No, it's out there. It's out there. Allegedly.
His situation is kind of different because of the fact
I'm not gonna. Let's not speculate. I'm just saying it's out there.
I mean, no. It's out there, but with the Academics thing, it was a situation where the cops reviewed the footage and they let him go that night.
Well, it's still allegations, so allegedly. Thank you for taking up the case for Academics, though. I appreciate it.
I'm just pointing out the facts.
I got you. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, him covering this situation, because even when the Diddy situation happened, before the Cassie video, he was of the notion, because besides Tony Busby, there's another lawyer out there that has cases against. It's the lawyer for the Little Rod case. The guy who's doing Little Rod case against Diddy,
Rodney Jones.
The Rodney Jones. The guy his lawyer is like somebody who also was claiming like it's kind of like an ambulance chaser type of guy. So all over, basically, I don't know how this case is going to work out for Jay-Z. But for right now, I'm going to side with the victim. But it is kind of leaning towards I think he might be able to get out of this.
I don't know how it's going to shake out. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be. I'm just a very impassioned dude that gives takes on important popular culture stuff. I just want to clarify my point before we move on. I don't know. I don't pretend to know what happened in each of the rooms we're talking about, where alleged assaults and rapes and all of that took place. I don't know. So, but nobody knows though. Nobody knows though. So the fact that the energy is so different in one case and in a similar case with a close confidant for decades comes out. Oh nah. See how quick the media is to tear a man down. See how eager they are to see Jay-Z fall. It's all BS.
But Josh, you gotta look at it like this though. There's a lot of people that view Jay-Z as kind of this Messiah type figure. It's like, yo, he's elevated so far, as one of the elites that, seeing him fall, it'd be like seeing Barack fall. You don't want to see somebody who you believe had this much power and this much, because if he go down, he bringing out a whole empire with him, basically. Because then people gonna start looking at Beyonce crazy. People gonna start looking at this person crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He's more securely insulated than a Diddy was. Is that not true?
Yeah,
it's true by far, in my opinion.
And it'll be wild if he actually goes down. It'll be crazy.
Again, I don't know. And again, he said in that statement that he put out through Rock Nation that, yo, if you're really bucking like this, take it to criminal court. Come see me in criminal court. And then Tony Busby came back with the quote that, you know what, we are considering me and this Jane Doe. We are considering taking it to criminal court. So I don't know how it's going to shake out. I'm not going to pretend to.
I don't know. I think the statute of limitations exceed that time frame.
Is there statute of
I believe the statute of limitation in rape, but I don't believe it. I mean, I don't believe the statute of limitations in murder.
I don't believe there's. I think the one on rape ended. There was a statute of limitations on rape for a while. But I'm not gonna, again, if I don't have the facts, I'm not gonna state them as a matter of fact when I don't have the facts. But I'm just saying, I just find it funny how, again, close situations close enough in similarity, the energy is completely different when it's the media's faves. And I'm seeing a lot of like podcasters, reporters, journalists that had all these jokes for these other characters that got weird cases. But the second this Jay-Z thing came out, they didn't even think about it. It was, oh yeah, they can't wait to take Jay-Z down. They've been salivating for this moment. I'm like, yo, like on the real, if y'all gonna act like that, if y'all really gonna act like that, y'all get this.
Yo, quick question.
I'll get off.
Wait, before we move on, I want to know. I want to get Eric's thoughts on this. All this.
I stay out of this. I don't have no real thoughts in this. I just let the facts fall down. That's what I do.
You ain't got no opinion? No?
This not really an opinion you could really have on this. This is a crazy case.
I mean, just like how things have transpired and probably your thought process on like how Diddy and
why are you trying to rope the man into giving an opinion he don't want to give?
You know what? I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
Why? Because
I respect. I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna respect his answer.
Yeah, I mean,
no. It's just like when I do like on the radio. It's like, I want to get everybody involved.
No, you trying to escort the answers out the man he don't want to give or he don't have. Like, let's just relax.
No, I respect. My bad.
I do have another. I have a surprise Sha Boing Boing to give out. I forgot somebody.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Sha Boing Boing. Sha Boing Boing. Get the out your mouth, dummy.
The Sha Boing Boing of the Week Award.
Yeah, so I already gave it out to 4 people. I got a 5th. Kory, your man's Chris Rock. I'm sure Erik might have an opinion on this. So I'm laughing at the boings again. So Chris Rock. So here's this news from Popgrave. Quote, Chris Rock stormed out of his comedy set at billionaire Anthony Pratt's Christmas party after making a controversial joke, which was, our new push will be outer space. We'll put all the Mexicans on the rockets. That was the joke. Our new push will be outer space. We'll put all the Mexicans on the rockets. The situation escalated when Rock noticed somebody recording him. He shouted that he wasn't supposed to be taped before pushing through the crowd to the exit. And again, I'm talking about industry relationships here. Do we think that Hollywood was so much so on Chris Rock's side when he got the mess slapped out of him by Will Smith because he was doing little like racist stand-up comedy shows and they didn't want to lose that? They were just like, yo, we appreciate what you're doing for us. Like,
I still remember.
We stand 10 toes with you.
I still remember when he let some white dude say the N-word and Jerry Seinfeld was just like uncomfortable.
In 4K. In 4K, he got caught doing that.
That's why when he did get smacked, you did see a lot of people go to Will's side. You didn't see people go that much toward Chris.
You know why, Kory? He was one of the good ones. He was one of the good ones. So, I'm exhausted. That's 5 Sha Boing Boings of the week. I gotta catch my breath.
That's a lot to go around. Not gonna lie.
I feel like it's deserved though. I think each one of those people. So that's Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Ebro Rosenberg, and Chris Rock. 5 Sha Boing Boings of the week.
It's been a good show.
Yeah, no, it's sadly it's about to come to an end because I got to go get on with my night. I just want to run through some trending topics and videos. You know what I mean? Kory, did you happen to record this right here? That is a burning Juan Soto jersey. Fully inflamed. Do you know how much those things cost?
See, this makes no sense to me though, because it only has the jersey number. This doesn't have Juan Soto's name on the back of it.
Yo.
So what is the reasoning of this?
It's symbolism. It's symbolism.
Oh, stop it. Symbolism for what? The man's name is nowhere on the jersey.
It's basically, it's a symbolism of the fact that you're burned out in this city. You're no longer relevant.
No, he's burnt out in one part of the city. Let's be exact with that.
In the most burnt out part of the city. To be fair.
Fuck you. I know you're not talking.
But to Erik's point, that could be a Roger Clemens jersey for all we know. Like, Clemens wore 22. Like the symbolism, though. We got to teach Juan Soto a lesson by burning his jersey. That could be a Robinson Cano jersey for all we know. He wore 22 for a minute. Like, what are we doing?
Where's Cano at right now?
He is retired.
Yeah, he playing ball in DR.
He is actually. Oh, shout out the Winter League. Shout out the Dominican Winter League.
Look, Soto, get ready in a couple years. Get ready to learn DR baseball, brother.
Keep hating, bro.
Quite frankly, he does already know DR baseball. To be honest,
yeah.
He's from there.
Kory he letting the hate blind him. Speaking of hate, you know the best thing that I saw this weekend?
What?
Because I just, this brought so much joy to my heart, even though I'm not the biggest fan of this particular person, but I have the take. A little hate in your heart ain't the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? And when it comes to
they've beaten you 5 straight over
Raymond
3
Green.
seasons. Running clock.
First off, look at the way he sized up Rudy Gobert, though.
Yeah. Why he walk him down like Prime Brown?
They've beaten you 5 straight over 3 seasons.
Yo.
That was disrespectful.
It's like we all have that person in our life we haven't been entirely fond of, whether it's in our past or something. You know, when you eye to eye with them, like you just start doing extra stuff.
Josh, this might have been worse than the headlock.
I agree with you. Look at this. I'm gonna let the whole thing play. The slam.
I don't know what the hell he was doing. I don't know if that don't look like. I was about to say that didn't look like the good night. That looked like the nigga had a headache.
Yo, and I've always said, Erik, that I think the funniest people in the world exist in Instagram comments. So I think it was ESPN or somebody like that. They posted the video clip of this. And they were like, Steph got the night. Draymond got the go to hell to sleep.
You know, because it looked like he did nothing of like what Steph does. Like he just looked crazy. Like he didn't even lay his head down correctly. Like he just
odd pillow placement. Yeah, very Yo, son, no, I'm sorry.
Yo, son.
That looks like you're gonna hurt your neck sleeping like that.
I said that while he looked like he got a migraine. It's like it's uncomfortable.
They said Steph got the night. Draymond got the take your ass to bed.
Jay McDaniels, he didn't need to get caught in that fire. I would have just stayed in the corner on my assignment.
Wow, man. Draymond Green. Yo.
He did it again, like
again, a third time. A lunatic, an absolute lunatic, bro. And he's telling Minnesota to get the F up out of there. He does it a fourth time. Yo, man. Yo, shout out to Golden State Warriors. Nobody thought they would be like top 4 in the West into the year. Some say they might make a move for Jimmy Butler. I know the Heat are thinking about trading him. Jimmy Butler's desired teams are either the Mavericks, the Rockets, or the Warriors. That's what was leaked out yesterday. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if we can handle playoff Jimmy and playoff Draymond on the same team, though.
You know what, but though I think it's a good fit for the terms of what Jonathan Kuminga wants from the Warriors. Because I think he would be the one to go in the trade because he wants a contract.
Yeah.
And I think Miami will give it to him right off the bat. And that adds to their young core. So I think, Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors, I think that's probably the most perfect fit, to be honest.
I agree with you. It all depends. I believe they're going to have to give up Kuminga and Wiggins. So it really just comes down to how much better do you think Jimmy Butler is over Andrew Wiggins, who was the second best player when he won a championship 2 years ago over the Celtics? So it's going to be interesting. I mean, this time of year in the NBA, the trade deadline talk always gets ramped up because a lot of the players that signed extensions or contracts in the offseason, December 15th, I believe, is the cutoff for a lot of those contracts. So we're going to see what happens, but the trade talk is definitely going to ramp up as we get closer to the end of the new year or the end of the year into the new year and into the trade deadline in February. So, yeah, man, a good show. You know what I mean? Oh, that's Derrick Henry. He cut his dreads.
Lost the power. He lost his power, man.
Yeah.
He lost his power.
You think the Hall of Famer offensive player of the year, maybe season that Derrick Henry's having kind of went out the window when he did this.
Wow. I'm just like, wow.
You know, Erik, yeah, go ahead, Kory.
Like he had such a good run with his dreads. Like, you remember when he used to have it wrapped up in the back where everybody kind of clowned him and said it kind of like a huge ass turd on the back of his head. Because how he had it wrapped up.
Yeah.
But someone's still giving you 99 run yards. Nah, I'm like, bro, I don't know why. I think at one point he whipped him.
Hey man, we'll see how he does this week. You know, big game. They're at the Giants this week, so
the tank lives on.
Yeah, huge game with huge ramifications.
Oh, I don't know, Kory.
Don't wish that evil on me. Don't wish that. We getting the number one pick. We're getting the number one pick.
Team to beat Lamar Jackson is
brother.
Giants.
Oh, bro. What? Wait. They just lost to the Eagles, so no.
You know what I mean? You know what the man means, bro. Like, stop it. Like, Daniel Jones had that one win over Lamar Jackson in the NFC for like 4 seasons.
Hey, fuck what you heard. We getting the first pick. We getting the first overall pick.
You know what we gonna see until Justin Tucker grooves 3 more kicks and the Ravens lose again. You know what I mean? They leave more points on the board. We'll really find out. We'll find out.
Erik, I hope the Cowboys win just enough that they reach right before they have a hope that they can get to the playoffs. Hope, like they need one game. They need one game to win, and I hope they lose that one game. I hope they get to the point where it's like I hope they get to the point where they can't get a good draft pick and they didn't make the playoffs right in the middle.
See, this man is nasty, bro. Like, I don't even got no words for Kory. I don't know if Erik.
Hey.
I don't understand the hate anymore. Like, I don't.
Like, they're not even a fact. They're not even a factor, Kory. Like,
Cowboy fans don't even hate Giant fans anymore. That's been dead since.
So why you wishing my take don't succeed then?
For the Giants to get the first pick?
Yeah, why you hoping we don't get the first pick?
Well, because you're gonna embarrass yourselves and take Carson Beck anyway. So.
Oh my God! Fuck you!
I hope Carson.
You know what?
I hope and the Giants draft him just off of that.
I hope. You know what? I hope Dak Prescott stays your quarterback for the next 8 years, man. Yeah. It comes with mediocrity.
I'm breaking this up. We do have to hustle.
At least we have a black quarterback.
Well, he's like half. So I was like half percentile. Stop it. You got the Drake of quarterbacks, man. Stop.
All right, I'm from.
You love Drake.
He do.
Fuck you, yo, I'm done with this.
Well, I'm done with this too because it's time for us to go. I got a Knicks Hawks NBA Cup quarterfinal game to watch, but as we head out of here, thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to everybody that listens to the Recess Bell podcast. We definitely see the increase in numbers. We appreciate all of y'all. Listen, man, like Kory said at some point during the show, shout out to Bill Belichick, taking the head coaching job at UNC. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, Kory, becoming Times Athlete of the Year.
Bro, I wish you would have never did that interview.
You know what? We'll cover that on another podcast episode. RIP to Nikki Giovanni, passing away from lung cancer complications. Anybody that knows me knows I love to write. And when it comes to writing, especially poetry, she was one of the best of the best. So rest in peace. And prayers out to Randy Moss as well. Man, that's tough. And now shout out to Joe Burrow as well. You know what I mean? I would hate for everyone to find out who I'm dating through my house getting burglarized. Like, that's how everyone finds out. Like, she just happened to be home while my house was trying to get robbed.
Yo, that's kind of crazy that everybody's like, yo, who's playing tonight? Oh, his house is free. That's how robbers is now robbing people.
It's not great. Hey, as long as it low key, as long as they leave us regular folks alone, like, you know what? Not
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Hear me out. No, because
this the craziest hear me out ever in my life.
Hear me out. Listen. No Luigi. But I might be coming anti-elite a little bit. I might be coming anti-elite. No Luigi.
So you say NFL? You say NFL players and athletes are the elites?
I'm just saying it's a little harder to feel bad for them.
Oh wow, that's crazy because there's some that come from the same hoods, same neighborhoods. That's wild. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy work, Josh. I know. That's crazy work. That's crazy work, Josh.
All right, man. Listen, you could feel how you want to feel. As I've shown throughout today and on all the podcasts we do, I speak my mind. I don't care about impressing nobody. All right. But yeah, now good show, y'all. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Kory and Erik will be back next week. And we'll see how a lot of the cases we talked about today, we'll see how they progress into next week's show. But like I said, I'll switch this Mets cap for a Knicks cap, and I'll be locked in on the New York Knicks tonight. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.